everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Msmes and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 5th of April 2022. Now let's start. Which institution releases the State of World Population Report? So United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, recently released this particular report, and as per this report, nearly half of all the pregnancies, which amounts to 121 million each year throughout the world, are totally unintended. Okay, so globally an estimated 257 million women who want to avoid the pregnancy are not using safe and the modern methods of contraception. Okay, now let's see some of the important reports. India's first ever live sighting of rough-toothed dolphins has been reported in which state or the Union Territory? So we have seen this kind of dolphin in the Union Territory of Lakshadweep. Which Indian city has been ranked second most noise polluted city globally as per the United Nations Environment Programme Annual Frontier Report 2022. So according to this report, Muradabad from the state Uttar Pradesh is the second most noise polluted city. What was the total amount of the unicorn startup group rate reported by the Income Tax Department? So total amount that has been reported under the rate is 224 crore rupees. What is the India's global ranking in terms of billionaire population according to the Knight Frank's The Wealth Report 2022? So as per this report, India ranks at third in terms of billionaire population. According to the reports, the cabinet authorized how much percentage via the automatic route in the LIC's initial public offer Bound Life Insurance Corporation of India? So answer is 20%. What is the percentage rise in the TB cases in India in 2021 as per the India TB report 2022? So this report has been released recently, and according to it, the percent rise in the TB cases in India is seen to be 19%. Which is the world's most polluted capital city for the fourth consecutive year as per the World Air Quality Report 2022? Answer is New Delhi. Fine. Next question. Which institution launched the digital platform called FASTER? And FASTER stands for Fast and Secured Transmission of Electronic Records. So the Chief Justice of India, Mr. N.V. Ramana, launched the digital platform FASTER, and this platform would be used by the court officials to instantly send e-copies of the orders to the intended parties through a secured electronic communication channel. Okay, so basically it covers all types of orders of the court. So answer is the Supreme Court of India. Fine. Now let's see some of the important platforms. Which is the first Union Territory of India to launch its My Government platform? We have covered this question in the previous lecture itself, and correct answer is Jammu and Kashmir. Who recently acquired Avail Finance, which is a new banking platform, in order to expand its financial services offering? This is Ola. In the Crypto Expo in Dubai, which multi-utility crypto exchange platform earned the prize for the best travel to startup exchange? So which platform has basically earned the prize for the best travel to startup exchange? Answer is Dhanux. What is the name of India's first primary market investing platform which will allow the investors to invest in IPOs, NCDs and sovereign gold bonds, that is SGBs? So India's first primary market investing platform is 1UP. The LNT Sufin e-commerce platform has been developed by which company? Very obvious answer, Larsen and Toubro. Flipkart has signed a multi-year strategic relationship with which platform to help it advance its innovation and the cloud strategy domains. So for this purpose, Flipkart has partnered with Google Cloud. Okay. Which state government has collaborated with National Stock Exchange to promote MSMEs in the state for listing on the NSE Emerge platform in March 22? Answer is Telangana state. Fine. Next question. Which country recently signed Emmett-Till Anti-Lynching Act into the law? So US President Joe Biden signed this particular bill as he made lynching a federal hate crime. So nearly 4,743 persons were lynched between 1882 and 1968. Important thing is 3,446 among them were the cases of black. Okay, so this act was named after the murder of a 14-year-old black boy from Chicago by a group of white men in Mississippi in the year 1955, as he was alleged to have whistled at a white woman. Fine. Now let's see some of the international current affairs. Who is the first Union Law Secretary to be appointed a High Court judge? So the first Union Law Secretary who has been appointed as a High Court judge is Mr. Anup Kumar Mendiratta. Fine. Next is who has been appointed to the International Law Commission for a term of 5 years? Answer is Mr. Bimal Patel. Who was appointed as chairperson of the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, means NCLAT? Answer is Mr. Ashok Bhushan. As per the lawsuits filed across the USA, which company is alleged to have tracked the location data without the user permissions? So Google has been alleged there in USA for tracking the people without their permissions. Which state passed law to provide 75% reservation in the private sector to the candidates from the state? So Haryana government has decided to provide 75% reservation to the candidates in private sector. Which ministry initiated a comprehensive review of India's criminal laws? This is an initiative of Ministry of Home Affairs. The European Union has launched legal action against which country for ignoring the Union's law? So the legal action has been initiated by the European Union against the country Poland. Okay. Next question. Msmes site and Buddhas of Bamia, which were seen in the news recently, are located in which country? So these two sites are located in Afghanistan. Basically, the Taliban regime in Afghanistan has announced that it would protect the ancient Buddha statues in Mes Ayanak. Also, it is a copper mine site where the Taliban are hoping for Chinese investment, and UNESCO included the remains of Bamia Buddhas in its list of World Heritage Site in the year 2003. Basically, when Taliban ruled Afghanistan, they destructed the centuries-old Buddha statues in Bamia using artillery, explosives and rockets. Fine. So now rest of the Bamia Buddha is present in World Heritage Site. Fine. Now let's see some of the important things that were in news. First is Chinarak mines, which were seen in the news recently, are located in which country? So these mines were also in news and they are from Afghanistan. Sariska Tiger Reserve, which was seen in the news recently, is located in which Indian state? So this tiger reserve is in Rajasthan. Le Corbusier's addict, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which Indian city? Obviously, it is related to Chandigarh. Jinking Jri living root bridges, which were seen in the news recently, are situated in which particular state? They are from the state Meghalaya. And why they were in news? Because recently it has been included in UNESCO World Heritage Site. Maligai Medu excavation site, which was seen in the news recently, is located in which Indian state? Answer is Tamil Nadu. Sanji art, which was seen in the news recently, is practiced in which state? Answer is Uttar Pradesh. And Sanji art was in news because recently in the parliament, politicians discussed about this art, and the artist who practiced this Sanji art means about their welfare. Fine. IDEX startups which were seen in the news recently are associated with which sector? Full form of IDEX is Innovation for Defense Excellence, right? So it is related to the defense sector. Fine. Next question. Ambedkar Young Entrepreneur Mentor Program is a new scheme of which union ministry? So the Venture Capital Fund scheme was implemented by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Why? To help aspiring entrepreneurs belonging to SCs and OBCs to get new business. Fine. So as the performance of the scheme is not satisfactory, the ministry is set to launch a mentorship program named as Ambedkar Young Entrepreneurship Mentor. Okay. So the IFCI venture, which is the VCF manager, will impanel businessmen or heads of the companies or the veterans of banking and financial institutions as the mentors of this newly made entrepreneurs. Okay. Now let's see some of the important current affairs regarding ministries. Ministry of Corporate Affairs issued the certificate to which of the following farmer producer tea company recently? This company is Mahananda Jivika Mahila Agro Business. As per the data from the Finance Ministry, what is the estimated amount to be borrowed by India in the first half of 2022 to 23? So it is expected that we have to borrow 3.45 trillion rupees. Not dollars but rupees, okay? National Film Development Corporation is a public sector unit working under which ministry? So it works under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Ministry of Defence signed a contract worth 887 crore rupees with which organization for delivery of 2 multi-purpose vessels. So for this purpose, Ministry of Defence has signed a contract with Larsen & Toubro. Which city is headquarters to the Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship, which recently inked an memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Rural Development to promote entrepreneurship in the rural India? So basically, Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship has signed a memorandum of understanding with Ministry of Rural Development to promote the entrepreneurship in rural India. And you have to tell me, headquarters of Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship lie at which place? Correct answer is Guwahati in Assam. What is the name of the hydrogen powered fuel cell automobile that the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways recently introduced? So the name of this automobile is Toyota Mirai. Last question. Union Environment Ministry has designated which day as the National Dolphin Day? I have told you many a times. Answer is 5th of October. India signed a memorandum of understanding with which country to set up Maritime Rescue Coordination Center? So India and Sri Lanka have signed a memorandum of understanding for the Indian public sector Bharat Electronics Limited to set up a state-of-the-art Maritime Rescue Coordination Center, where in Colombo. So this agreement is a part of India's Sagar initiative in the Indian Ocean, and Sagar stands for Security and Growth for All in the region, right? So this MOU enhances the cooperation on maritime security between the two countries in a part of this Indian Ocean region. Okay. Now in the next slide we will see some of the important MOUs. India signed a memorandum of understanding with which country to set up Maritime Rescue Coordination Center? It is a repeated question. Answer is Sri Lanka. Assam recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which state to resolve the differences in the state border. So this MOU has been signed between Assam and Meghalaya. Which firm has an MOU with IGSTU for research on internationally relevant technology? This firm is Tata Steel. Which institute had signed a memorandum of understanding with the Bureau of Indian Standards to create the BIS Standardization Chair Professor? For this purpose, BIS has signed MOU with IIT Roorkee. India have entered into MOU with which country to enhance cooperation in the fields of science, technology and innovation? So for this purpose, India has signed MOU with the country Singapore. Which country's ICMR MOU with India was authorized by the Cabinet to strengthen the scientific research and technology development cooperation? So this has been done between India and Germany. Okay. Next question. Which state won the Best State Award at the National Water Awards 2022? So President Ramnath Kovind recently awarded the Best State Award at the National Water Awards 2022, and Uttar Pradesh topped among all the Indian states in terms of water conservation, while it was followed by Rajasthan at second place, and then at third place it was Tamil Nadu. Right? So Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh, Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala, East Champaran from Bihar and Indore in the state Madhya Pradesh topped in the best district category for the North Zone, South Zone, East Zone and West Zone respectively. Okay. Now talking about some of the important awards. Who has won the BBC Indian Sportswoman of the Year Award in 2022? This is Mirabai Chanu. Next is, which airport won the COVID Champion Award at the Wings India 2022 event? Answer is the Cochin International Airport. You have to tell me this event was organized where? Which Indian player won the Swiss Open Super 300 badminton tournament in 2022? Recently, PV Sindhu has won this. Which movie won the Oscar Award 2022 for the Best Picture? So the name of this movie is Coda. Mario Marcel, who won the Governor of the Year Award, was the governor of which country's central bank? So he is the governor of Central Bank of Chile. Sardar Bardi Muhammadov has won the presidential election of which country? Recently, he has become the new president of the country, Turkmenistan. Which club won their maiden Indian Super League title in 2022? This is Hyderabad FC. Which Indian won second place in the All England Open Badminton Championship 2022? Answer is Mr. Lakshya Sen. Right? Next question. Which organization recently flight tested the medium range surface to air missile? So the Defense Research and Development Organization has flight tested 2 more rounds of the medium range surface to air missiles off the coast of Odisha. So these were tests fired from the Integrated Test Range Launch Pad 3 of the coast of Odisha at Chandipur. And earlier, the army version of these missiles were test fired from the ITR, and now further tests have been conducted. Fine. Now talking about different type of missiles that were in use. Which country recently test fired the intercontinental ballistic missile named as Hwasong 17? So this is a missile belonging to North Korea. Which organization successfully test fired the surface to surface BrahMos supersonic cruise missile? Answer is DRDO. Which country recently announced that they were using the Caliber cruise missiles? So Russia has used this against invasion of Ukraine. Kinzhal is the name of hypersonic ballistic missile of which country? This is a missile again belonging to Russia. India accidentally fired a missile into which neighboring country due to technical malfunction? So due to some technical problem, we accidentally fired a missile to Pakistan. And now inquiry is taking place regarding this. What is the name of India's first of the 4 stealth guided missile destroyers under Project 15B? Answer is INS Vishakhapatnam. Which country has unveiled a new missile named as Khyber Buster? It belonged to the country Iran. Okay. Next question. Which organization manufactures the Light Combat Helicopter Limited series production, which is an indigenously developed combat helicopter? So the Cabinet Committee on Security approved the procurement of 15 indigenously developed light combat helicopters at a cost of 3,887 crore rupees. So Defense Ministry said that the 10 helicopters will be for the Indian Air Force and 5 will be for the Indian Army. So Light Combat Helicopter Limited Series production is an indigenously developed combat helicopter that contains around 45% of indigenous content by value, which are developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Okay, so correct answer would be HAL. Now talking about the indigenous production, Airports Authority of India partnered with which institution to develop indigenous air traffic management system? Answer is Bharat Electronics Limited. Which of the following became the first indigenously developed vaccine from India to be pre-qualified by World Health Organization? This vaccine name is RotaVac. Dredging Corporation of India has partnered with which company to build the first indigenous dredger? This is Cochin Shipyard Limited. What is the name of India's first indigenous flying trainer? So our first indigenous flying trainer is Hans NG. What is the name of the first indigenously developed microprocessor of India? The name of the first indigenously developed microprocessor of India is Shakti. And last is Santhayak, which is the first indigenous large survey vessel, was launched by which company? It has been launched by Garden Reach Shipbuilders. Okay. Next question. Varuna is the bilateral naval exercise between India and which other country? So India and France recently commenced their 20th edition of the bilateral naval exercise named as Varuna, where? In the Arabian Sea. So naval ships, submarines, maritime patrol aircraft, fighter aircraft and helicopters of the two navies are participating in this exercise, and this bilateral naval exercise between the two navies were initiated in the year 1993. Okay. Now coming to the question slide. Which is the venue of the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium Maiden Maritime Exercise 2022? Answer is Goa. Exercise Dustlick is a joint defense exercise held between the armed forces of India and which other country? This is the exercise between India and Uzbekistan. Suraksha Kavach 2 is a joint security exercise organized by Indian Army and which state? This has been organized by Indian Army and Maharashtra. The military exercise of NATO named Cold Response 2022 has commenced in which country? It has been recently conducted in Norway. Lamithir 2022 is the joint military exercise between India and which country? It is a military exercise between India and Seychelles. Dharma Guardian is a defense exercise conducted between the armed forces of which countries? Answer is India and Japan. SLENEX is a bilateral maritime exercise between India and which country? Answer is, I'm sorry, last slide got interrupted. The last question was SLENEX is the exercise between which two countries? Answer is India and Sri Lanka. Fine. Now let us start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Msmes signing off.